There are many discussions on various vlogs and in videos on how to add sound and sound clips to your Lionel or model railroad layout, whatever gauge you happen to use. This is one particular product that can be purchased. I bought this online from a very big online seller, and it's a sound card that allows you to, one, power it up, connect a speaker, and then you'll have, in this case, 8 different connections you can make, add 8 different toggle switches, and produce 8 different sounds very easily. You just have to do the soldering once you receive it. This card I'll show you in a moment, but first let me show you about the size of the card. The card is smaller than this, maybe about the size of this little label. This is the pack that it would come in. And then you would just follow the instructions on how to connect it. This can also be found online. I use this old speaker that I purchased at a thrift store. I added that. It's a goodly size speaker. This sound card is capable of up to 10 or 20 watts, depending on the size of the power supply. The power supply can be somewhere between 6 volts and you can also supply it all the way up to something like 35 volts. Frankly, I'm running it at 12, and that gives me more than ample power for the sound effects that I installed. There is a USB connection. I believe it's of course, it's a micro USB connection here. You use that, you connect that to your PC or your laptop, whatever, and you would slide into that. There's a card already built in. This is a memory card. You can also add memory up to 32 gig. You can add your sound effects. You can download them. You can create them, whatever sound effects you wish. And then you can play them back at will once you've connected the sound card. There are a few things to be aware of. You'll read into that. This is not a complete explanation of how to do it. I'm going to show you what I have done, and this will give you an idea of relatively how easy it is with some care and effort. What you see in this picture is the sound card, which I installed, and I added 8 connections to it, 1 for each of the switches. I've installed 8 different MP3 files. I only am using a few of them right now, but I can add to it. Also, when this board is relatively sensitive, it's delicate, so I mounted it on just a basically piece of plywood. You could use any kind of board you want, or you can use breadboarding. And you can connect it to, in this case, I use terminal strips, so that if there's any physical yanking on it or whatever, it goes to the terminal strip. It goes to this terminal strip, and that sort of keeps the board from flying around, being yanked on. And I've secured it as best I can into this tray that I built underneath the layout. I purchased the push buttons. I'll show you one of them. It's right here. This is for the grade crossing. You just press the button. It's basically a doorbell switch. I bought a whole ton of them. I think they were only like $1 each. These are brand new. You press the button and there your sound appears. When you connect this up, and again, read the instructions, you'll find that it's very easy to do, but I again suggest you ruggedize the installation by at least having some kind of terminal strips that are bolted down. Also, you'll connect the power supply elsewhere on the board, and you will also connect the speaker. Maybe we could see the speaker. Here's the speaker hanging here. You can't see it very well, but the speaker is there. It's a goodly sized speaker. It handles between 5 and 10 watts, which is more than adequate for my needs. I also have over here some relays. One of these switches triggers a relay that actually triggers the audio. And the reason I did that is because the relays also trigger that blinking light you see. I want to show you the buttons. This one's for the grade crossing. Again, this triggers a relay. It does not go directly to the sound card. And the relay, actually it's a series of relays, but we'll just go with a relay matrix there that triggers the audio, and it also triggers the blinking of the light, which you can see over here. Look down there in the distance, you'll see the light blinking alternately like you'd see in a real railroad. Now people who visit the layout can press the buttons and enjoy the different sounds. And if you notice, I also use a lot of the wall warts, or those switchable power supplies, or other ones that I get from old appliances. You don't need those old wall warts anymore, or switching power supplies for various devices. Don't throw them out. You can use them for your model railroad. So there you have the exciting adding of clips to your model railroad layout, audio clips that will hopefully delight your visitors. These are some additional sound clip buttons that I installed. This one I thought was interesting. Yeah, I know I have 3-rail Lionel, but I still like that recording, so I use that. Again, you can pretty much use any recording you want.